So hey guys, welcome back to Superhero Sundays. Now I know guys, it has been such a huge time since I made the last Superhero Sundays video, but I really want to revive this series back. And what better way to revive this series back than to review Avengers Endgame? And as if you don't know, Endgame is like the biggest MCU movie, like 11 years and 22 movies have been building up to all this, and I'm going to be reviewing Endgame today, and that's such a good way to revive this series back, because I know in between I didn't upload videos at all, and the last Superhero Sundays video I did was quite long back. So yeah, this is my review of Endgame, and bear in mind guys, this video will contain spoilers from Endgame, so if you haven't watched the movie, you're ready to click, you're free to click away, and I'm warning you, this is spoiler alerts. This video will contain spoilers from Endgame. And yeah, so anyways, let's get on with what I felt about Endgame, my thoughts, and yeah, so let's do this. Avengers Endgame is a beautiful conclusion of the Infinity Saga and the conclusion of the original Avengers. It does everything beautifully, everything. It has such good moments. It made me cry, it made me laugh, it made me smile. There's so many moments that I really felt like it's the best movie ever. And it's such a great movie, and it's such an emotional movie because I've been attached to the MCU for quite long now. And to see, it all building up to all this, and this is like the grand big movie, it was really emotional to see all that. And this movie, it's just so good. Like, it's just the best MCU movie easily, and for me, I think it's one of the best movies I've ever watched. I think probably my top 10, it'll probably make it. And Endgame is just a beautiful movie. I loved it. It's such a emotional movie. And yeah, but I'm gonna be discussing what did I felt about it, and yeah, so let's get on with this review, shall we? So the movie starts off relatively slow paced with Tony being in space and all, and with Nebula, and he's just kind of just trying to make sure the Venator runs for as far as it can, but it can't really. And obviously then we see him record that message we see in the trailer, and then Captain Marvel comes and rescues him, obviously, which is good. And yeah, I think the only thing probably I didn't like about this movie was Captain Marvel. Now don't attack me guys, I personally am not a Captain Marvel fan. I watched Captain Marvel and it was a decent movie, but I just don't like her character that much. She wasn't even present for this movie a lot. She came in the beginning and she came at the end. But I just didn't really like Captain Marvel in this movie. She had few dialogues, but it didn't make me, have interest in the character. Like, I wasn't even interested in the character in Captain Marvel. She was just there, and yeah, really. But obviously, she rescues Tony from space, and then he meets up with the other Avengers in Earth, and they are all basically just, dealing with how they lost and stuff. We see everyone just sad, sitting down, reflecting on what they did. And yeah, then they talk about they want to take down Thanos, and Nebula tells them where Thanos is, and then they goes to the planet where Thanos is, and they kill him. And obviously the Infinity War Thanos dies, but obviously the Infinity Stones, he destroyed the Infinity Stones, so they had to do something about it because the Infinity Stones are destroyed. So really, they have really lost this battle, and they all seem lost and everything. And it's so good to see Thor finally go for the head, like, and it's good. I just it has that sad tone, that dark tone in the beginning, and it keeps that dark tone for most of the movie at least. But then obviously I think halfway through the movie there's the tone kind of shifts, and there's still hope. But yeah, after that it's a 5-year time skip, and everyone has just grown old, and obviously the world has just become this abandoned place, just ships lying on the dockyard, like empty houses and stuff. And we see Captain America and the support group, Steve Rogers with the support group, he's discussing about stuff he does, like moving on and stuff like that. Then he goes to meet obviously Black Widow, talking about they don't want to move on, they can't move on, they have to do something. And obviously then they meet Ant-Man, and Ant-Man was stuck in the quantum realm for about like 5 hours, but for him it was 5 hours, but 5 years have passed for him. So obviously when he comes out, he's just really confused. And I just love the way the Ant-Man is just more important to the story in this. Like he's really the main reason that Avengers need him. Like literally he was the main reason of how they can fix everything. And I just loved his presence in this movie, and he was really important to this movie, really essential. And yeah, we obviously see him talking to Captain America and stuff. And then we see Tony. He has a kid now, a little daughter, Morgan. And obviously Tony seems that he has given up completely, and he just wants to move on everything and live a peaceful life. And like he's been, like that's why, like he's been raising his daughter up. That's why, so he can forget about the loss he faced. And he just wants to be with his family and stuff. And then obviously he just refuses to join them. And yeah, but it's just good to see, like Tony obviously being a parent. It's good to see his daughter. It's amazing. And really, I just love Tony in this movie. It's just amazing. And with after that, obviously Hulk Hulk becomes like Banner becomes Hulk, and he's permanently Hulk. He cannot turn back because he does something with gamma radiation, and he cannot turn back into Banner. He's permanently Hulk. And it's hilarious him interacting with the kids in the restaurant and stuff, them taking pictures and shit. And obviously it's everyone is just coming back together. They're trying to get the team back together. Then obviously Tony figures some shit out, and then obviously joins the team. Then obviously Black Widow finds Hawkeye and convinces him to join. Then obviously Thor, we see Thor with having a huge belly. He has been really sad these past few years, and he's been just drinking. And obviously we see the Ragnarok characters, which I didn't expect at all. I didn't expect the Ragnarok characters to show up in Endgame at all. I don't know why, but it's just like I really wanted to see them though, and I just love how we see them in this. Valkyrie, Korg, just amazing to see them. And we obviously see Korg playing Fortnite, which is again good fan service, and it's good, like it's lovely to see these fan services stuff put in the movie. Obviously then Hulk convinces him to join, and they all join together, and then they come up with a plan to go in the quantum realm, and they run a few tests and stuff. And it's really good, to see the team reunite together, and it's amazing. And obviously then that's really the first half of the movie, and the second half is basically them going back in 3 times where the stones were, Infinity Stones were. There are 3 stones in New York, in Battle of New York. Once you revisit, like there's the Time Stone, there is the Space Stone, and there is the I forgot which was the 3rd stone. I don't know. There was a Time Stone, there was the Space Stone, and I don't really remember the 3rd stone that was there. But there was 3 stones in New York, I believe, and there was one in Vorag where the first Guardians movie begins, with obviously Star-Lord being there. That's where Power Stone is. And then obviously then they go back in 2013, the Asgard, where the Reality Stone is, and we see Thor kind of like being like, he can't do this. He's just like very, he's just kind of lost his senses. He's just very drunk for these past few years and stuff. But obviously we see that beautiful interaction with him and his mother, and it's good to see him, and he again finally wields the Mjolnir, and it's good to see him again. Good to him to see proper Thor back again. He's kind of like, okay, let's do this, come on, and they obviously get the Reality Stone and escape. And then obviously Vorag, they see the Power Stone, but Nebula cannot escape because Thanos does something with her, because her memory shit. The 2014 Nebula can see the new Nebula's memories, the future Nebula's memories. So obviously then Thanos could see it, and they capture her and they bring her in, and obviously they see her memories and stuff, and Thanos finds out that yeah, they lost against Thanos, and he's like, okay, so we better do something about it. And obviously then Black Widow and Hawkeye go to Vormir, and basically I kind of expected that to happen, one of them to die when they're going to Vormir, because it's a soul stone and one sacrifice need to be made. So I wasn't expecting Black Widow to die. Like, I was, from all the original six Avengers, the least Avenger I was expecting to die was freaking Black Widow, and her death was emotional, and it was emotional and sad, like just to see her go. And it's just I really thought they could probably just work their way around it, but I don't think there was no way around it. So it was really sad to see her go, and I felt really emotional in that moment. Because Black Widow, even though she has been a much of a side character, she was still such a good character to the MCU, and I just loved her with the Avengers, and even individually she's just amazing. And it's just so sad to let her go. And then obviously then we see Hawkeye get the Soul Stone, and then obviously in Battle of New York, they kind of mess up, and Loki disappears with the Space Stone, with the Tesseract obviously, and then they go back in time again with 1970. Which is amazing. We finally see Tony see his dad, Howard Stark, and it's amazing to see him interact with him, talk to him about the upcoming baby that Howard's about to have. And it's just great to see them interact, Tony and his dad. And it's just so good. I just love that. It just links back to the old movies as well. It's just amazing, and obviously then he gets the Tesseract and leaves. And then obviously then the Time Stone was, obviously Banner is trying to convince the Ancient One from Doctor Strange that we need to get the Time Stone to fix shit. And obviously she's first obviously very skeptical about things, so she cannot give it to him. But then obviously when she says that Strange gave this Time Stone to Thanos, and she gives it up to him. And yeah, but it's just good to see the Battle of New York again with the old films again. And it's just good revisiting these old films, and it's just good. I just love how they revisit the old films, and we see those epic Avengers assemble scene in the original Avengers, and it's just good to revisit these movies again, man. It really brings back a lot of memories of the past, and it's good. And obviously everyone comes back for the stones, and then they find out that Black Widow is dead, and obviously it's really sad for the team. The team takes it, obviously everyone is sad for her. And then they're like, come, we have to make it count. And obviously then Hulk wears the Infinity Gauntlet, snaps, and everyone comes back. So yeah, and it's amazing, just like everyone coming back. And then obviously then Thanos comes back from Thanos 2014. Thanos obviously travels in the quantum realm, and he comes to the future where the Avengers are, and then the final battle takes place there. And man, that's the final hour. The final hour of the movie is just fucking mind-blowing. Literally, that battle is the most amazing battle I've seen in the MCU, arguably. And it just, that last hour of Endgame is just amazing. It just the whole battle with everything we see. Obviously there's a lot of cool shit in that battle, like Captain America wielding Mjolnir and wrecking Thanos up, which is amazing. I love that. Like, there's just so much cool shit in that. And obviously we see, and then obviously when Captain America is knocked down, his shield is broken, and then we see all the people who died in Infinity War come back, and everyone just fucking like unites and assembles. And it's so amazing. That moment, it just gives me pure goosebumps, literally. With obviously Captain America then saying Avengers assemble, and everyone charging at Thanos' army, and it's amazing. I just love that moment. It really gave me goosebumps, and it really felt like this all it has been building up to this moment of them facing Thanos, of everyone facing Thanos. And it was just amazing, the way they did everything. And obviously then the fight goes on, everyone comes in, everyone is fighting, and the fight scenes are incredible, and there's so much cool shit in that final battle. And the last hour of Endgame is just so amazing that it's just mind-blowing, and I just loved it, every single moment of it. And obviously then they're trying to get the Infinity Gauntlet away from Thanos, and then Thanos destroys the quantum tunnel, which we're supposed to go return the Infinity Stones from, and obviously they have to defeat him. And Captain Marvel, even though it's surprising how Captain Marvel can't really defeat Thanos, because I thought she can. She's stronger. She's quite strong, but she just doesn't, and it's kind of weird, to be fair. But like then obviously Thanos wields the Infinity Gauntlet, and then we see Doctor Strange pointing at Tony, and at that moment you know that like Tony is going to die, and especially when Peter comes back in the barrel and Tony hugs him. It's so beautifully written. I just love the relationship between Peter and Tony. It's just written so well. It's just like father and son, and I just love it so much. And it's just so emotional, like when we see him point the finger, that he has to go. He has to sacrifice himself, and he goes for the gauntlet, and goes for the gauntlet, gets all the Infinity Stones that is in his armor, and snaps his finger. And it's such a beautiful, his final lines, "I am Iron Man." Those are the words that started the MCU, and they also end the MCU like that. Not the MCU necessarily, but just end his story, the Iron Man story. And it's just so fitting, that his final words are those, "I am Iron Man." It just snaps the fingers, and obviously Thanos' army turns to dust, it's to see they have won and everything, but you really feel emotional and sad that Tony is just gone, and it really makes me respect Tony even more than I did. And Tony has been, I think, the best MCU character in my opinion. It's just his journey from being this billionaire, playboy, philanthropist who doesn't give a shit about others, to just being this kind of guy who would sacrifice himself for others, has been just beautiful. His whole journey throughout the MCU, and it was so emotional to see him die, man. And it was really, I think, really emotional to see him go, and really sad. And it definitely was a true tear jerker. It really bring tears to my eyes, and I was really very, very sad that he was gone. And then obviously we see Captain America return the Infinity Stones back in time, obviously, but obviously he goes back in time and he gets the ending he deserves with Peggy, and obviously he marries her and spends the rest of his life with her, and we see him kind of grow old, and we give him the shield to Sam, I wasn't expecting him to give the shield to Sam. I thought Bucky will get the shield and he will become the new Captain America, but I don't know, man. But I definitely thought it'll be Bucky who he will give the shield to, but it was Sam, which is really strange. But we obviously Captain America, gets the ending he deserves, really, and he gets to live out his rest of his life with Peggy, which is amazing. And we see all the Avengers, all the original 6 Avengers kind of going their own separate ways. Hawkeye with his own family, and then we see Thor with the Guardians, which is amazing. It's kind of weird too, Thor with the Guardians, but it's still good because I would just love to see him in the future with the Guardians, and I hopefully think in Volume 3 he'll definitely play a part in Guardians Volume 3, whether it be a cameo role or whether it be a main role, which I'm guessing it most likely might be a cameo role, but who knows. But it was just amazing to see the conclusion of everything, and obviously Peter returning back to his school and everything, which is really strange since 5 years have passed. You'd expect them to send Peter back in time so he can before the snaps and everything happens, but they just missed 5 years of school, which is really weird. And I don't know, because the quantum realm stuff, they really have screwed up the past now, because obviously they got rid of 2014 Thanos, and that kind of ruins the Guardians timeline and the Gamora timeline. And speaking of Gamora, it's really strange what happens to her after that, because I have a feeling she gets wiped out by Tony's snap, but I don't know. Who knows? But I don't think... Who knows? She might still be alive, because you see Star-Lord searching for her in the thing. So that might be the setup for the next Guardian film. Star-Lord and the Guardians looking for Gamora. And obviously Thor being with the Guardians is going to be amazing. Obviously we see Thor give the Asgard place little Asgard place in Norway to Valkyrie, and then he just leaves, and it's just amazing. It's such a good payoff. All the scenes just it's such a good payoff to all the 11 years of the worth of movies, really. And it's just been an amazing journey, like from 20 from the to Iron Man to Endgame. It's just been an amazing journey, and I just cannot, like, it's just so many memories, and it's just sad to see them go. The original six Avengers, and it's sad, but obviously we have more stuff to look forward to in the future now. So yeah, so there's much to look forward in the MCU with Spider-Man Far From Home kicking off Phase 4. There's a lot more in the MCU coming, and I'm really excited for what they have to offer in the future. And also, I'm kind of sad that it's the end for the original six Avengers, and I'm really gonna miss them a lot, and it's gonna be really sad to not see them anymore. And yeah, but anyways, what I think of Endgame, it's easily the best MCU movie out there, and it does everything so well. The scenes, the payoffs, and everything. There's so many scenes that are great. There's so many contrasts here and there of scenes. There's so many mirroring scenes, so many parallel scenes to those of previous MCU movies, and it's just an amazing film. The best you will ever see, and this is just a must watch, and you must see this movie once in your life. And it's just one of those movies, man. And yeah, don't really want to give stars or anything, or points or anything, but I'll still give it, and I'll give Endgame 5 stars. It definitely deserves it, and it's just an amazing movie. I loved every single second of it, and yeah, and I love how it handles its length, because usually long movies tend to get boring, but this movie, I was on my seats the whole time, just engaged, and it was just, I never felt bored for 1 second. It's just amazing, because long movies tend to get boring, but it was just amazing movie. I loved it, and yeah, there were some criticisms, about maybe there was a little bit gimmicky towards the when they were visiting the quantum realm stuff, and there are a few criticisms here and there, but they're not very major criticisms. It's just very nitpicky. But it was just an amazing film. It did everything that I expected it to, and it just exceeded my expectations. And just, it's an amazing film, and you guys must watch it. Anyways, here's the end for this episode of Superhero Sundays. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'm gonna try my best to upload more frequently, guys, with obviously these new series that I've started, the Chatterbox, and I'm reviving Superhero Sundays, so there's definitely more content coming in the future. And as terms of gaming goes, I'll try making new videos on the video games that I'm hyped for. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did, and keep liking videos. Comment down on what did you think of Endgame, and just keep showing the love. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, bye.